Okay, so magic things happen when there's noodles and cheese and butter and pepper, and you get what I mean. I mean, check out that gloss. Oh, this is my version of Cacio E Pepe. This is really badass. So Cacio E Pepe literally translates just cheese and pepper, but you know, it doesn't exactly specify what kind of pepper, does it? You know me guys, we're going to be adding in a little surprise ingredient here that's not quite traditional, but we'll add a little extra something. So let's go in with our, first of all, typical ingredient, black pepper. And what we want to do here is really make pepper the star of the show. So I want you to get whole peppercorns. We want to toast them first because that's going to release all of their beautiful aromas and flavors and essential oils. So into a dry frying pan. And then here comes the little extra guy that you wouldn't expect, and that is Sichuan peppercorns. So these guys have a really beautiful high sort of citrusy top note, plus they kind of add a little numbing, tingling kind of sensation. They're just great. So they're going to go in with my black peppercorns. Okay, now I don't want you guys to walk away here. You need to tend to your peppercorns. Just shake the pan, keep them moving. We don't want any of those peppercorns to burn. All right, now that is smelling amazing. Once you can start to smell that aroma and you can see a little whisper of smoke, it means they're ready to go. So I'm going to get them into my mortar. Now you just want to grind this to a kind of medium fine kind of grind. I really want some nice sort of chunky pops of pepper when I'm eating my pasta here. All right, so this is the kind of situation you're after, and just scoop that out for later. All right, so let's talk about cheese here for a minute. I love talking about cheese. We're using the traditional cheese here, Pecorino, which is a sheep's milk cheese. Now, it does look a little bit like Parmesan, but it is a lot sharper, a lot more astringent, a lot saltier as well. So if you can get a hold of it, it really does make a big difference here. And you want a lot of it, like a really good fine grating here. Can you ever have too much cheese? I don't think so. Go hard on the cheese. All right, so next thing we want to do is we want to get our sauce started. I'm going to do this, I'm going to break this up a little into a few different stages, just because for me, like, pasta cooking is really time sensitive, so I want to get as organized as I can before that starts to happen. So what I need is some butter, and just half of this butter into a saucepan. Okay, so once this butter is a little melty in here, now we want to go in with our pepper. And just let that foam a little, just for a minute or so. And then I want to turn that off. And now we're going to deal with our noodles. So the most important thing here is that we want to cook our noodles or pasta, whatever you're using for this dish, in rapidly boiling water, and it's got to be really salty, because the saltiness actually not only affects the flavor but also the texture of the noodle or the pasta as well. I generally have 2 salts in my kitchen, and a lot of you guys ask me about salt, so here's our little salt primer if you like. So I tend to have this kind of like cheaper, coarser salt for things, you know, throwing in lots of salt into pasta water and that sort of thing, and then I will have like a little crystally kind of salt. This is a flaky sea salt, and they're both salt, right? So they're both salty, but the thing is the texture. So this crystally one is really great for finishing foods. It kind of has a bit of a crunchiness, a crunchy texture that, I don't know, it makes it more special. Anyway, there you go. Point is, let's get some salt into some rapidly boiling water. Okay, so let's talk about carbs, and I am using fresh Chinese egg noodles because you know me, I like to mix it up. And also I like that kind of fresh egg pasta kind of texture and flavor here. But you could use more traditional, you could use dried spaghetti here as well. Choose your own adventure. Right, so this is gonna go into the water. Okay, so now we need to work really quickly here. I don't want to overcook those noodles. So I need a cup of that cooking water, and I'm just going to pour half into the butter that I've just had heating up again. Okay, that's a nice sizzle there. And stir in half of the cheese. Now get those noodles straight in there. In with the rest of the butter, the rest of the cheese. And now we are mixing. So this is the part where it all comes together. The water, the cheese, the butter, everything will start to look super glossy and shiny and amazing. I'm gonna add a little bit more of my noodle cooking water. You just want things to kind of be loose and shiny, not too thick here. And that is looking pretty amazing, my friends. Now this will wait for no one. Get it straight out onto a plate. A little bit more cheese because you can always have more cheese. And there you go, guys, Cacio E Pepe noodles with a little Sichuan peppercorn kick. Let me just get right in here and make sure that it's, you know, a good one for you guys. Always when there's pasta and cheese, or noodles and cheese, or noodles, cheese, butter, any of those things, I always get very happy. Wow. That flavor is so incredible. Like, it's just amazing, I think, that you can turn like water and butter and cheese and pepper into the most amazing, thick, glossy, totally epic sauce. I mean, like, this is really badass. That Sichuan peppercorn like gives you this really big hit of, I don't know, like citrusy, peppery stuff, and then you get this like really tingling, numbing sensation. Yeah, this is keep it for sure. Yum.